Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer. Today we have the Kuat Sherpa 2.0. We're going to take a look at how it fits on our 2017 Nissan Murano. If you're looking to carry around some bikes on your Murano and you want something that's quick and easy to use but also isn't as heavy, that's where the Sherpa comes in handy. This is Kuat's lighter and more compact bike rack where you still get all the premium features without the super premium price or weight. Here on the Murano, it's a great fit. We have good ground clearance up off the ground, but also we have good clearance with things like our hatch door, and we still have access to our cargo area. To access your cargo area, there is a tilt lever on the rack. It's this one right over here. A little tricky to access if you have two bikes on, but you just pull that lever and then the rack drops down to a tilt. You can see here that even with our longer handlebars and our longer pedals, or larger standard size pedals, we have plenty of clearance between the door and all those things. We're now able to get into the hatch, grab whatever we need. I like to switch out my shoes in this position, and I can do that all without having to take the bikes off. To bring the bike rack back up into place, simply lift up on the rack and you'll hear a click and you know it's engaged and you're ready to drive. Now this does have a maximum weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike, so ideally you're not carrying around your extra heavy electric bikes, and that lift and lower should be a bit easier. If you are looking for an option that gives you more weight capacity for those heavier bikes, consider upgrading to the Kuat NB instead. So what types of bikes can you carry with this rack? Well, most of your mountain bikes and your road bikes, this is a zero frame contact, so even if you have the step-through frame, that's all fine. It holds on to your bikes by the front and the rear wheels. So here in the back, we have our rear cradle, and we have a strap that's holding that in. I just press the lever to release that strap, and I like to tuck that strap away so that it doesn't get caught up in our spokes when it's ready to remove the bike. Then holding on to the bike, I just press this button, bring this hook up, push that hook out, and now I can grab the bike and go. So when I'm at the park or I have the vehicle parked and I'm ready to go onto the trails, this is a super fast and easy process. I do recommend putting the hooks back in just so it's not intrusive for other people that may be parked beside you. What adds to the compact design of the rack, the front cradle folds back in so it's nice and neat. The hook folds in as well and then pivots over to the other side. And then you have your rear cradle. So this is a pivoting rear cradle for those different wheelbases. Maximum wheelbase, by the way, is going to be up to 47 inches, which is on the shorter side. So for those extra large wheelbases or frames, double check that to make sure it fits. This doesn't take up that much space behind your car. When I measure from the bumper to the end of the rack, this is at 31 inches of length added to the back of the Murano. And then from the end of the bike rack to the ground, this sits at about 18¼ inches of ground clearance. That will change, of course, depending on where you're parked. But because the hitch on the Murano sits a bit closer to the ground, you can see the extra height this adds, making it very helpful when you go up steep inclines like driveways and hills. Remember that lever you pulled earlier? Well, if you pull that again, then you lift up on the rack this time. This goes into the compact position. Fold it up like this, you can see that your license plate is still visible. Your backup camera sits above that, so you can still see if there's cars or people behind you, and obviously full visibility of your rear window and your taillights. That spot we measured last time for length, well, in the compact position, bumper to end of rack is 6¼ inches. To the end of the anti-rattle knob, that's 13 inches. Big difference compared to when this is folded down. I see a lot of people driving down the highway with their Sherpa on their vehicle, and it looks pretty sleek. Now this has a 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. The Sherpa is available in an 1.25" or a 2-inch version, so make sure to get the one that matches the hitch you get for your Murano. This has a pin as well as a lock. And that lock is keyed alike to the lock that's on the bike rack for the included cable. Moving to the front of the bike rack, you're going to have your anti-rattle knob. So instead of having to use a tool or a wrench, you just tighten down this knob with your hand. You could apply a wrench if you really want to, but I've found that just by hand, I take out pretty much all the rattle and wobble of the rack in the hitch receiver. All that makes for a strong, sturdy, but also very pretty bike rack on the back of your Murano. Now, I did mention at 40-pound weight capacity, and I suggested upgrading to the Kuat NV if you find that you need a bit more capacity for your heavier bikes. But another thing you might want to consider is that the Sherpa is available in different colors. We have what's probably the most popular, which is our gray, but this is also available in pearl as well as metallic black. If you are looking for something like this, but maybe a little bit more affordable, there is the option of the Rocky Mounts monorail. That one has more weight capacity and can carry larger bikes. However, the monorail doesn't give the sleek and sturdy look that the Sherpa does. So check that one out here at eTrailer if you are interested. Today, we saw the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 on the 2017 Nissan Murano.